From the bustling streets of New York City to the sun-drenched fields of California, the story of America is a story of immigrants. It's a tale woven from countless threads of hope, hardship, and relentless ambition. But how much of this story do we truly know today? We delve into America's untold story, the immigrants who built a nation. Let's journey back to the very beginning. Long before the Mayflower's sails appeared on the horizon, this land was home to vibrant, complex societies of Native Americans. They were the original inhabitants, the first stewards of the continent. The arrival of European colonists marked the beginning of a profound and often painful transformation. These first immigrants, driven by a desire for new opportunities and religious freedom, laid the foundations of what would become the United States. But it's crucial to acknowledge that this nation was built on land that already belonged to others. This complex history of displacement and settlement is the uncomfortable truth at the heart of the American story. Understanding this is the first step to understanding America itself. Their labor was grueling, their reception often hostile, yet their contribution was undeniable. At the same time, Chinese immigrants arrived on the West Coast, seeking their fortune in the gold rush and later becoming the backbone of the workforce that constructed the treacherous western leg of the Transcontinental Railroad. They faced immense discrimination, culminating in the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882, a dark chapter in our history that reminds us that the debate over immigration is nothing new. The turn of the 20th century saw a new wave of arrivals. Italians, Poles, Jews, and Greeks poured through Ellis Island, their eyes wide with the promise of the American dream. They crowded into tenements, worked in factories under grueling conditions, and slowly but surely carved out a place for themselves. They brought with them rich cultural traditions, new foods, languages, and perspectives that forever changed the American cultural landscape, from pizza to polka. Their influence is all around us, so deeply ingrained that we often forget its foreign origins. These immigrants didn't just build our cities and industries, they helped shape our very identity. So, if immigrants have been so fundamental to America's success, why does the debate over their place in society continue to be so contentious? Why are immigrants still facing rejection and suspicion? The reasons are complex and multifaceted. Economic anxiety often plays a significant role. In times of uncertainty, it's easy to view newcomers as competition for jobs and resources, even though numerous studies show that immigrants often take and jobs that native-born workers don't want and are more likely to start businesses creating new jobs in the process. Cultural fears also fuel anti-immigrant sentiment. The worry that new arrivals will not assimilate, that they will change the fundamental character of the nation, is a recurring theme throughout American history. Each new wave of immigrants, from the Irish and Italians to Latin Americans and Asians today, has faced the same accusations. Yet, history has shown us time and again that assimilation is a two-way street. Immigrants adapt to American life, and in turn, America adapts and is enriched by their presence. The political climate also heavily influences perceptions of immigration. The narrative is often shaped by rhetoric that paints immigrants in broad, negative strokes, ignoring the diversity of their experiences and contributions. Complicated legal systems, backlogs, and shifting policies create a challenging and often confusing environment for those seeking to come to America legally. This leads to frustration on all sides and fuels the perception of a system in chaos. The rejection of immigrants today is a continuation of a long historical pattern, driven by a mix of economic fear, cultural anxiety, and political maneuvering. This brings us to the ultimate question: are immigrants of more good than bad to America? Let's look at the facts. Economically, the evidence is overwhelmingly positive. Immigrants are innovators and entrepreneurs. Think of Sergey Brin, a Russian immigrant who co-founded Google, or Elon Musk from South Africa. But it's not just about the high-profile success stories. immigrants fill crucial roles in sectors. From agriculture and construction to healthcare and technology, they are doctors, nurses, farm workers, and software engineers. They pay taxes, contributing billions to the economy and supporting social programs like Social Security and Medicare. Culturally, the benefits are immeasurable. The diversity immigrants bring is one of America's greatest strengths. It fosters creativity, innovation, and a broader understanding of the world. The food we eat, the music we listen to, the holidays we celebrate, so much of what makes American culture vibrant and dynamic is a direct result of its immigrant populations. They introduce new ideas, challenge old assumptions, and force us to grow as a society. Demographically, immigrants are essential. With birth rates among the native-born population declining, immigrants and their children are responsible for a significant portion of population growth, keeping the nation youthful and dynamic. This helps to maintain a strong workforce and a stable tax base for future generations. Of course, the process of immigration is not without its challenges. Integrating large numbers of new people requires resources for education, healthcare, and social services. There are real issues that need to be addressed with thoughtful, humane policies. But to frame the debate as simply good versus bad is to miss the point entirely. The story of immigration is the story of America. It is a story of continuous renewal, of building and rebuilding, of challenges met and overcome.